It is absolutely freezing in that there London. But Manchester United won. Chelsea won at Stamford Bridge. A decent result for Manchester United after another week without a manager. Another week with the same coaching staff that we had under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I can understand why there hasn't been too much change in the group, in training, in the mood, etc. So that's why, for me, it's a good result to be able to go there and get a draw, not be on the receiving end of a hammering. But when you go 1-0 up at Stamford Bridge, when you've, conceded a penalty the way we did, you do feel like it's 2 points dropped. You feel like it's 2 points dropped. And today, I think what encapsulated Manchester United on the whole was the performance of Fred. I thought he was as good as he was bad in equal measures. Genuinely. You think of the moment where Edouard Mendy gives him the ball, he runs through on goal, and he tries to dink the goalkeeper, and you think, what the hell are you doing? Typical uselessness from Fred. But then there were other parts of his games where he looked really good. Fred's a weird one. I think under Ralph Rangnick and his high-pressing style football, I think Fred will be good. But today it was another one of those games where you left going, what's going on here? Is he good? Is he bad? What is Fred? He kind of epitomises Manchester United at the moment. Good and bad in equal measures. Because it was a real frustrating performance from Fred today. And that opportunity there was an opportunity for him to either get the pass to Lingard, although I think Lingard overrun the play and he went into an offside position, or hold it up, or try and get to the byline and cut back a square pass. It was just real poor from Fred. And look, when you go into a game with Matic, McTominay, Fred, you're going to be limited in midfield. And just like Janjua says in the comments, because of that, I would have taken a point. Do you know what I mean? I would have taken a point going into this game. But when you go 1-0 up, and I know it was a mistake from Jorginho, which gifted us the goal, which was well taken by Jadon Sancho, I just felt we maybe could have done a little bit more to hold on to that and get all 3 points. So frustrating result in the end for Manchester United, especially that penalty, because on first look, you look at it and you think that's poor. It's a poor decision. I thought Wan-Bissaka had got the ball. And then you look at it again and you look at it from the back, and it looks like Wan-Bissaka has made some contact with Jorginho. Sorry, I don't think it was Jorginho, but it looks like he's made some contact with the player. So I can see why it was given, but I think it was a proper soft shout for a penalty. A proper soft shout for a penalty. And you could argue maybe Wan-Bissaka's made the wrong decision to just swing a foot at it. But it was a frustrating penalty. Then they score that penalty. And it's 1-1. I think 1-1 probably a fair result in the end. But Chelsea, they had chances first half. When you think of the save that they forced David De Gea into, they maybe could have been 1-0 or 2-0 up. But eventually United settled into the game a little bit. And by settled, I mean we got more comfortable. I don't think we ever looked like causing a real threat, being a real problem for Chelsea, unfortunately. Although we had, glimpses or moments to counter-attack. It was just a result where we went there, we set up not to get battered, hopefully nick something on the break. And we did nick something on the break, but we weren't able to hold on to it. So it's a little bit frustrating. But Michael Carrick, he's came in, he's had to kind of settle the ship. There hasn't really been a change in voice in the dressing room because you've still got the coaches there from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's regime. You haven't got a new manager to kind of override them and kind of send a new message. So I can still feel that the squad is waiting for that coach to come in. The squad is waiting for that change, waiting for that spring, waiting for those new bits of information and those new tactics and things to come in. But look, Carrick had to come in. He's had a difficult job, hasn't been able to change much, managed to beat Villarreal and go to Stamford Bridge and get a point. And I think Chelsea, for me, are the best team in the league at this moment in time. Obviously, they've dropped points today against us and they probably would have been hoping to win that game. But for me, they're the favourites to win the league. So it's a good result. You don't really learn anything from this, do you know what I mean? Because Michael Carrick isn't going to be our manager going forward. We're probably not going to play in that manner again. You know, when you think of Ralph Rangnick and what he likes, no sideways passing, vertical passing, moving forward quickly, there weren't really any of that today. And when we had the opportunities to do that, the quality just wasn't quite there. So annoying performance result in the end, but can't complain too much, man. I can't complain too much at all. And yeah, I'm just kind of happy we got out there without being embarrassed. We're in this weird limbo at the moment. United are in a limbo where we're just waiting for that decision to be made and waiting for Ralph Rangnick to come in. Jason Yu says Matic was good. I thought out of anybody in that midfield, Matic was okay. McTominay did okay at times. I was surprised to see him given the Man of the Match award by Sky Sports, but I suppose Gary Neville probably had some doing in that. We know what he thinks about Scott McTominay, and you know, look, I don't think Scott McTominay is an awful player, but I don't think he's a great player either. But today he did okay. Fred did okay without really massively impressing. And when Fred had the opportunities to impress and turn it into something else, he didn't quite live up to the expectations Manchester United have. So frustration, annoyance, relief. We got through it. We didn't get battered. But again, we're 5 points off top four now. You know, West Ham, Arsenal, 5 points clear of us. We have to catch those teams. We have to beat Arsenal next week. You know, we have to beat Arsenal next week. So big game coming up. Beat Arsenal. You know, then you have probably Ralph Rangnick coming in around that period. So if you beat Arsenal, you can then start to look up and think, right, let's start getting into this top four and then see where we are when we get into the top four. And, you know, because unfortunately for United, we started this season with hopes of potentially challenging for the league with City and Chelsea and Liverpool. That's clearly going to be a three-horse race now. And we're involved with West Ham and Arsenal at the moment, fighting for this top four spot. Now, I don't really rate Arsenal that much as everybody else is saying. So I think, like, if we do manage to sort ourselves out a little bit, we should be able to get into that top four. Do you know what I mean? I fancy West Ham. I think they're doing incredibly well under Moyes, but once the Europa League starts to kick in more, I think they'll drop some points. So look, Arsenal and West Ham will drop points. If United get their act together, we should be getting top four. So yeah, we just got to wait now for this new manager to come in, because as I said, it feels like we're in limbo. 1-1 is a good one, says Night Whisper. Timo scores if not for Wan-Bissaka, says Father. Yeah, Wan-Bissaka was annoying at times, and the foul for the free kick, for the penalty was maybe sloppy, but as you said, he did a great tackle, and I think it was Timo Werner to keep it 1-1. And Wan-Bissaka does have those moments, but look, decent result, average performance. United managed to get through this game without being embarrassed and pick up another point. And now we've got to move on forward, and hopefully we can continue to improve, continue to impress and progress. Get Rangnick in ASAP. You're hearing there's issues with his work permit and all that kind of thing. Get Rangnick in ASAP so we can start looking forward and start moving forward and get out of this little limbo period. But we've got to beat Arsenal. We've got to beat Arsenal. That game is a must-win, because you can't be still 5 points, 8 points behind them. Like, if they beat us as well, that is bestie, man. So we got to go beat Arsenal. Got to go get a result there. Today, as I said, limbo-like. Very, very limbo-like. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you go and check out Stretford Paddock. Go and check out the kickoff as well. Until next time, though, I've been Adam McKola. I'm out of here.